Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Before we begin, I want to say a massive thank you to Ryan Kirkwood for going out in person and snapping these gorgeous high-res pictures. Show Ryan some love in the comments below, because without him, this series literally wouldn't be possible. Now, if you are looking to pick up your very own Mandalorian Super Commando, I'm getting mine from Pop Collectibles. As always, do your own research. Make sure you are comfortable before buying. I have popped the link to their site in the description below, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you do decide to buy from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new figure preview video goes live on the channel. I kind of had an inkling that this was coming after we saw the announcement of young Ahsoka, but I also didn't know at the same time. Sometimes Hot Toys will make a character that was on screen for literally 2 seconds, and sometimes they won't make a character who was on screen for the entirety of a show, like Clint Barton's Hawkeye, for example. So you never really know with Hot Toys is what I'm trying to say. I'm glad they decided to make this guy for one very specific reason that I will get to. These hands, by the way, are all new. I love the sculpt work, there's a ton of texture to them, and they're painted in black, so paired up with the red and black color scheme for the armor, everything's going to look badass. Now, the display base is the old school sand diorama display base, but they've ditched the footprints. That's something that I neglected to mention in the Ahsoka video, but I sure as shit am mentioning it now, because ditching the footprints? Hell yes, Hot Toys. The sculpt work for the sand was always fine. I love the way that looks. It's just that the footprints did not work for every character. Giving rounded, human-shaped footprints to a battle droid just doesn't make sense. Or even to IG-11, that was just completely ludicrous. His feet are rectangles, for crying out loud. So ditching the footprints, I think, going forward, is going to turn out to be the right call, because you're getting the diorama element, but you're not forced into having to put the character's feet into those predetermined positions. Rant over, I like the display base. Now, the weathering on this guy does carry over onto the flight suit, which is something that I have been complaining about not being there for the longest time with Mandalorian figures. Having the armor weathered, yeah, totally makes sense. They're being blasted, they're running around bumping into stuff, but the flight suits should also be weathered. Some of the things that we say as collectors to justify our own purchases are a little bit crazy. And I'm calling myself out on this because I do this too. I try and justify something by saying, oh, well, in my headcanon, this is why this thing is the way it is, and it makes sense to me. What I heard was, number one, they have multiple flight suits. Okay, that's plausible. Number two, it had just been washed in the laundry. Or number three, this is them potentially mid-battle or early on in the battle where only the armor is weathered and that hasn't transferred onto the flight suit yet. The laundry one I find the funniest. So basically what we're saying is we're buying a figure based off a Mando that is wearing an outfit that has just been washed. So it's fresh laundry day for this particular Mando. What I'm trying to say is I'm glad the flight suit is tattered and weathered looking, it's got pitting to it, and it almost looks like it's been hit with some sandpaper to rough it up a little, give it some real grit and texture. Now, I did allude to the one real reason why I want to pick this guy up, and it might not be for the reason you might think. I want to kit bash this into an Obi-Wan. Not just any old Obi-Wan, but an Obi-Wan in disguise, just like we saw in the Clone Wars when he was sneaking around on either Mandalore or Concordia. My memory's a bit foggy on that. He was trying to rescue Satine or something. Nevertheless, he was wearing a Mandalorian Super Commando outfit, and he took off the helmet, and then he was running around with his lightsaber. I was inspired by David, Dwoon Customs on Instagram, because he made his very own version of this, a full custom, and it was absolutely brilliant. So that's what I'm planning to do with my Mandalorian Super Commando. So he's going from just a random Mandalorian to Obi-Wan Kenobi. A bit of an upgrade, and that's why I'm going to be picking up this guy. But if you want to pick up two of them and have them displayed next to Clone Wars Darth Maul, that's also not a bad option. I'm just hoping that they also make the female version of the Mandalorian Super Commando. So you can have one male one and one female one. So you're not just picking up the same figure twice with the same weathering and the same surface detail. I do like the weapons. He comes with the blaster pistol that we're used to seeing with Mandos like Cosca Reeves, and this Relby-style blaster rifle that we got with the Mandalorian Deathwatch. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the same mold painted a little bit differently. He does come with a jetpack, but no blast effects. I'm not sure how they make these decisions, because he comes with the holographic shield, but no blast effects to connect up to the jetpack, and no rocket effect to make it look like he's firing the center rocket. If you already have them, then maybe they're compatible, but we'll only know when this guy eventually releases. The helmet does look similar to either the Django mold or the Deathwatch mold, but maybe it isn't, because it's slightly taller and a little bit more tapered towards the top, plus of course the dome has been switched out for the massive spiky Darth Maul inspired horns. There's no two ways about it, dude looks like an absolute badass. He's going to bring a cool factor to the display and a pop of colour with the red, black, and grey colour scheme. Then we also have the shiny metal horns and the slightly gold-tinted Relby rifle. All of that stuff seems like it would clash, but it doesn't. It all works well and it looks accurate enough to the Clone Wars with a little bit of realism thrown in at the same time. I am curious what you'll think about this guy. Is he fodder, or is he something that you could potentially see yourself adding to your collection? I think opinions are going to vary on this, because like I said earlier, from time to time Hot Toys will make characters like this guy that we see for literally 30 seconds, if not less, in a series like Ahsoka, but we're still left waiting and wanting for a Shin, a Balin, and a Morgan Elsbeth who appeared in Mandalorian and the Ahsoka series. I think Hot Toys knows what's up. Those characters that I just rattled off are in demand. They're wanted. So, fingers crossed they do go ahead and make them. And it's not just them recycling some Jango Fett and Deathwatch pieces and painting them red, black, and grey and calling it a day for a Super Commando Mandalorian and then thinking, yeah, we've done the collectors proud. This is exactly what they want for the entire Ahsoka line. No Hot Toys, we want these, but we also want main characters. Now, I'm getting mine from Pop Collectibles. As always, do your own research. Make sure you are comfortable before buying. I have popped the link to their site in the description below, along with the discount code Justin's Collection, for 5% off your order if you do decide to buy from them. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video.